Real estate agents, hey, investors, this is also for you. Anybody who's in tune with the stock market, the crypto markets, things like that. Specifically, the video is going to be today about the real estate market, days on market, things to watch for when an actual shift or crash, or however you put it, however you define that thing, there is a shift coming right now. So here's a couple things that we need to watch for, and some food for thought. And if you've got input, please bring it up in the comments, and let's get a conversation going around this. Because I've been investing, bought my first investment property back in 2011, and that was a cash flow property. It was a duplex over in Livonia, and after reading a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it basically taught me that if the numbers make sense, you do the deal. Okay? In a nutshell, that's it. So if the numbers make sense, you do the deal. But then that leads you down the road of being able to determine what the numbers mean. Okay? So I'm going to touch on that here. First, when people start talking about a market crash, or you're experiencing a market crash, understand that fear is typically something that is driving the market, or uncertainty, specifically in regards to your stock market. Stock market went through a bit of a dip. Everybody who's watching, like, oh man, I want to pull my money out because I'm scared. Well, that's kind of what happened, because the interest rates, the Federal Reserve, controls the interest rates, and they eventually got to come off zero, guys. So, or 1/4% or whatever it is. I'm not getting technical with the numbers. What I am suggesting is that when things happen, people tend to try and take their profits, and even they pull their money back so they can find bottom and then reinvest their money. And that happens more often than not, especially with the unseasoned investors who are not in it for the long haul. But rolling back to the real estate market, I want to talk about a couple things that are just clear to me. So what do we look for? When is the next foreclosure crash coming? And what do we do about it? Well, that's a different topic. What do you do about it? Here's a couple things to watch for specifically regarding real estate. So what we're looking at here, days on market, okay? Days on market. Let's talk about a current success story that we got going on right now. There's a house over in Taylor that we picked up. We did some work to it, and it's back on the market. Now, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath with a slab, or it's a crawl space, and it's a garage house. So what we ended up doing was we put it on the market, because you got to look at your inventory. All right, there was basically nothing in this price point, this bedroom count on the market at that particular point in time. So we priced it aggressive. All right, not out of the realm, because you understand your market. It was a $130,000 house. Typically, first-time home buyers don't have a lot of cash, is my experience, to bring to the table and offer appraisal guarantees. Okay, so I knew going in, as a seasoned real estate agent, that this wasn't going to be the multiple offer situation house. Now, if I priced it at $90,000, that would have brought every buyer and their mom out of the woodwork to bid on this place. But understand that inventory-wise, which is the market in general, if you look at used cars right now, new cars, you can literally buy a new car, get the right deal on it from the dealership, drive it for 10,000 miles, and you can sell it for a profit. You can do that right now. Now, is it going to be like that in 6 months? I don't know. I'm not speculating. But let's get back to real estate, okay? Know your market. Know what you're capable of pulling off. So what we ended up doing was price this house at $130,000, and we understood that it's not going to sell in a weekend at that price, okay? Be clear. When you're hiring your agent, you've got to understand how the numbers work. And if they don't know how to interpret the market, hire another agent. Okay, don't just hire them because they're close to you or their family, or referral. A referral is a first step in the door. All right, then they got to earn your business. So, underlying shameless plug right there. If you need somebody who can read the market, come find me. All right, I'll see if I can help. So, days on market. This house over in Taylor, I determined was going to be a 30-day sell. Okay. As it turns out, I got a contract in 16 days. You know, even pricing it aggressively. Now we got to get through the appraisal process. Another story, another day. Okay. Interest rates. That's another thing we need to watch for. Okay. So we covered our days on market. Know how many days on market are, know the normal days on market for your house, the house that you're selling. Okay. Determine that. And don't get scared if it's going past what everybody's telling you, like, oh, my house sold in the weekend. Well, every situation is just a little bit different, okay? Not everybody likes ketchup. Interest rates, the Federal Reserve, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Think about it, okay? If there's fear driving the market, people are gonna really buy it up right now. Buy up everything they can because they're panicked. I'm not going to be able to have a place to live. I'm not going to be able to buy something. I'm not going to be able to, you know, like, Snowmageddon's coming. You know, all the Nutty Buddies are off the shelf and the toilet paper. We got to stock up again. Rather than a stable, consistent investment strategy, investing in your toilet paper or your Nutter Butters or whatever they're called, you know, stocking your shelves, having a good month's supply of, you know, stuff on hand. Anyhow, I digress. Interest rates, Federal Reserve, whether you like it or not, has an effect on the market. So pay attention to what the Federal Reserve is doing and the ultimate buying power that the end consumer is going to have. Okay, know how an interest point, an extra interest point, how that will affect your buyer's purchasing power. All right, talk with a lender who can walk you through that situation and gain some clarity. All right, become educated on your market. Okay. Lastly, and this is the stuff that really gets me going here, is the inventory. Okay, as we talk about the official numbers for the general MLS area, all right, that we're dealing with. So typically, I mean, you'll get some outliers, but usually what you're dealing with is like the 5-county area. You know, Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Livingston, you know, Washtenaw, maybe even Lenawee's in there as well. But you know, think of it like this: days on market, current numbers. You know, I'm making this number on the 1st of February. 971 active properties. Okay, now that's everything. That's $1 million houses. That's $100,000 houses. Pendings, 1233. That means that more inventory is coming off the market that is going into the market, and that is still a supply issue. And if you can talk till you're blue in the face about what a market crash is, but until this number is far outweighed by that number, you're probably not really coming out of that seller's market, okay? It's going to take higher interest rates to really slow that down. But these are things for you to watch for, okay? Watch for this stuff. Know how to interpret the market. Don't just always, I mean, you definitely want to pay attention to what, you know, people in your sphere are going through, because that's some of the hyper-local knowledge that really makes sense. But take it with a grain of salt in the bigger scheme of things, okay? You want to watch that stuff right there. Days on market, but most importantly, because this can all, the first two can be determined on what's going on, what's happening, you know, in this inventory situation here. All right, you watch the inventory. When it starts to really shift heavily, that's when it should be time for concern or maybe an adjustment in the game plan. But if you're flipping houses or wholesaling houses, it's probably wise to stay the course when we're in this particular situation. Like I said, that is for last week, would have been the last week of January here in 2022. So if you have questions specifically regarding real estate investing or real estate in general, give me a shout. We run a portion of the coaching program over at the Troy RIA, and also we are available for you know, sitting down and talking through business with you. So Dean Gazowski, 3D Property Solutions, 248-940-1099. And if you find value in the video, please like it, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll catch you on the next one.